Good evening, ladies and gents, my name is Hilzo, the bearded Balkan blabbermouth, and I'm DiscussThing. And today we're going to be taking a closer look at a game that is supposed to come out very soon. And by soon I mean February 4th. The game is called Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. But before this video continues, I just want to mention, if you enjoy this content, if you like what you see, and if you want to support me, click the subscribe, like buttons and join buttons if you want to become a paid member and support my journey through YouTube directly. Thank you very much for your support. Back to the video. Now, full disclosure, I don't know a lot about Kingdom Come Deliverance. I haven't played it. Wasn't something that was on my radar years ago, and because of that I'm not going to talk about the game itself, neither for 1 or 2, or is it going to be what a lot of people fear, aka woke and full of DEI stuff, or is it going to actually be good? What I want to talk about today is how, in my opinion, a developer should act when he's faced with a lot of questions, a lot of concerns from the fandom, and when he's being called out, when people are worrying, and so on and so on. And I'm not saying that he is absolutely and totally correct in the way he says things, because just before I started recording this video, something new popped up which I am going to discuss as well. However, I just want to show that it takes, first of all, metaphorical and actual balls to go and directly address a lot of the concerns that your fandom, the people who are going to buy potentially your game, have. This is something that we haven't seen in close to a decade from AAA studios. Nobody from the big studios gave actually a thought of responding to gamers. You've seen that Ubisoft hasn't done anything to listen to the gamers, or even take note, or even hold something of a Q&A to have addressing the concerns, because they know that they're wrong and they don't want to admit. They want to bury their heads in the sand. We all see that the ostrich maneuver is still in full effect. However, in this case, this developer by the name of Daniel Vavra, I hope I'm saying the name right, has done something that I haven't personally seen in a long time. So let's get right into it. This is the post by Daniel Vavra. Again, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name, in which he says, "It is time to address wild claims some people spread that are apparently based just on one screenshot and a poorly translated tweet. Spoiler alert contains spoiler about the story of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now, I had mentioned in posts, in videos before, very little about what the concerns are, and this was just an in-between. So the full scope is that there was a rumor that the game was banned in Saudi Arabia due to depicting same-sex scenes that are non-skippable as a cutscene in the game, and that made a lot of people just jump on their toes. This also came right along with the current mini civil war that is going on between based YouTubers and purist cultists that act like woke people. This is what I'm going to say and how I'm going to address them, because just the activity alone speaks for itself. And of course, concerns are to be had, because as I think George Torch Games posted in a post, or someone else did, I'm sorry, but I did not manage to find the exact reply to a tweet. If it looks like woke, if it walks like woke, it must be woke. And there are certainly stuff in the leaks, in what we're seeing, in what was said, that might be considered woke. But again, I'm not going to debate on that. I'm just going to focus on the response. So this is a 10-part response from Daniel Vavra, who addresses a lot of the questions and concerns that people had. This is directly from him, by the way. This is not some representative. This is not someone from the community team or community manager or whatever. This is him just writing on Twitter like a normal bloke, which to me is the best thing that anyone can do. Be absolutely direct and open on your public page. Let's go. 1 out of 10. There are no unskippable cutscenes in our games. Anybody who claims otherwise never played them. So one thing to add here, these things, and these things that he's saying are recorded. I'm absolutely sure that a lot of people screenshotted them already, and they're going to be dissected and reviewed once the game is out. And if there is a lie detected, it's going to be reviewed within minutes of releasing the game. I'm absolutely sure it's going to be so fast that it's going to be like a wildfire. But let's continue. 2 out of 10. We are not, nor ever were, banned in any country, at least not that we know of. Again, they might have been banned, but they might not know of, and they might not be informed. 3 out of 10. As much as I don't like forced diversity, nobody was forcing us to do anything, and we're not forcing anyone to do certain things. Now, this to me is the small difference which I have talked a lot about in my videos: forced versus natural diversity in games, which to me are 2 very different things. But if you talk to one of the currently warring Christian purists, they'll say that diversity of any kind is absolutely abhorrent. At least that's what I think that they're gonna say. But yeah, forced diversity is a bad thing. Natural diversity, as we have discussed before, is a good thing. 4 out of 10 gay characters were already in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. I don't know about that, not going to fact check him, but if you want, let's say there are 26 replies. Ooh, okay, he's posting a reply after a reply, probably going to see something afterwards. 5 out of 10. Kingdom Come Deliverance is an RPG. You're responsible for your decisions. If you want Henry to try a same-sex adventure, feel free. If you don't want to, you don't have to. All affairs are and were in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 purely optional. The characters are perfectly aware and it was a forbidden sin. Yeah, because it does take place in the 14th or 15th century. I don't know which one exactly, but yeah, what he's saying here is that yeah, this is an RPG and you do make your own decisions, you do make your own path. If you remember, in the Mass Effect games, you could be with someone from the same sex or not with someone from the same sex, and this is based entirely on your choices. It was open, it wasn't mandatory for you, but if you wanted, you could have done it, and it was, in every case, it was done very fluidly and naturally, but nobody forced anything on any player. They had the freedom of choice, which to me is the best natural diversity that we do need in game, because it basically does true inclusivity and anyone can experience the game however they want. If I want to experience it with a hot chick, I can do that. If I want to not have absolutely no romance, I can do that. And if someone wants to have it with someone from their own sex, they can do that as well. This is what natural diversity and the freedom of choice is. Now, do you need it everywhere in every single game for every single story to be told? No, but it is something that you can naturally insert in a smart way if you only look at how it was used to be done before. 6 out of 10. The game takes place in one of the richest cities in Europe, which was besieged by a massive foreign army. That's the reason why the life in such a city is more diverse than the life in villages, which were featured in the first game. Okay, so yeah, probably because there were mentions that there are gay people in the game, in the leaks, and probably because there are people from other races in Europe. Again, not going to discuss whether or not this is true, whether or not it makes the game woke. This is, to me, for people to decide. 7 out of 10. Musa came to Bohemia with an invading army as a member of the royal court of King Zygmunt, whom he met thanks to his engagement at the court of Sultan Bayezid. Bayezid is someone that I know from my country's history. He's an educated noble and Renaissance man from the kingdom of Mali. So I'll have to check the history, if that is actually historically accurate and if is based on a historical figure, but King Sultan Bayezid is most definitely a historical figure, and I think it's from the exact same time period. He was from the Ottoman Empire, if I'm not mistaken, which was already occupying the Eastern Europe. if the timeline is as I think. 8-10. At the same time, Musa is a very unusual figure for the local Bohemian folk, and many of the situations around him in the game stem from this. So his presence makes sense and creates lots of interesting situations in the game. The way he talks and behaves has a reason. Okay, so he basically tries to explain the existence of this character, who I think was shown to be black in some screenshots. And again, I'm sure some people by now are going, okay, this is completely woke because this wasn't the case, blah, blah, blah. You might be right, you might not be right. Not what we're here to discuss. 9 out of 10. Everything displayed corresponds to the morals and social norms of 1403, okay, so 15th century Bohemia, and is only there to make an interesting story and not at all to appeal to a modern audience. Sorry, Dr. Disaster started to emulate what you're saying. So to me, this ninth answer to the questions that they probably have is to me something that they're saying that this was basically what the history wrote and what was actually happening there at that time. At least that's what it speaks to me from his answers. Whether it was exactly like that or these things did happen, you can search the history books of the world and review that for yourselves, or some historian on YouTube can actually fact check that. The thing is that it is said and it is recorded on X, so if that turns out not to be the case, he's most definitely going to be called out. And the final 10 out of 10. We don't want Deliverance to be used as clickbait by people who didn't even play it yet. Some of them sadly turned into exactly the same narrative they pretend to be fighting against. I know who he's talking about. The amount of hateful behavior is really sad and it will damage any cause associated with it. Yeah, so basically, you have someone who has the balls to directly address the whole community and just roll with it. Basically, he says, these are the answers. If you don't like him, that's absolutely your thing. And if you don't want to play the game, then you don't want to play the game. But don't call us woke, don't call us sellouts, don't call us DEIists or whatever. We just want to make a fun game. Nobody's forcing us. We don't have any narrative directors. We don't have anyone that pushes us into it like other companies. This is what we want to do, which to me is the right thing to do. You want to do what creatively you desire to do, and whether or not it's going to be liked by everyone or hated by everyone, that's up to everyone in the community. If it doesn't like, then you're going to fail. However, as long as it is your dream, then at least you have presented your vision. The main fact is that this is honest. This is someone who comes here and says, I'm gonna answer those questions. I'm not pandering to anyone. You can do whatever you like with that information. And we see here, Ian Malshong says, thanks for clarifying. You really shouldn't have to. These people are fucking insane. Also, some of them are actual Nazis. Savvy, sexy, 10 out of 10. Husband is really excited. He's taking the day off from work to play and wants a suit of armor. Sorry for all the weird stuff. Funny how you had one issue going one way the first release and now opposite in this one. Apparently in the first game, Kingdom Come Deliverance, it was basically the opposite thing and he had to correct that as well. Probably that's what happens. And Damien also chimed in that he's trying to ensure guys don't get engulfed here. Grums will have info soon that should rectify a lot of this. And speaking of Grums, just before I started recording this video, he posted a screenshot with tagging Daniel Weber and another user, ref says Desu, that they had some exchange regarding the backlash of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and that a lot of gamers are losing trust and stuff like that and they are canceling pre-orders. And Daniel Weber basically went full you're a grifter. No, our pre-orders haven't dropped because of backlash. The sold return copies ratio is the same as it was. What happened is that the preview hype was naturally went and 9 massively discounted games entered the chart. Monster Hunter is down as well. And of course, ref response, labeling me as a grifter in a video game where I defend your game from being labeled woke off a rumored gay scene is wild. Yeah, so when the word grifter is used, it currently means that whoever's using it is most probably woke. Yes, people canceled pre-orders. Many did because you won't address the actions of the community manager's code of conduct posted on Steam. This is another thing that apparently the community manager for the game, which we all know community managers are very, very unliked in the industry currently, changed some stuff and added a lot of things that don't discriminate against this and this and this, which I read, and I think everyone else read it in the past few days. I don't think that there is actually anything truly bad, because it just says don't be an asshole to other people. Basically, that's what it says. Yeah, some of the things might be considered woke. I personally distinguish those things from the actual woke writings that some community managers do. And yeah, people are very, very mixed about this. This is, some people are calling it miscommunication. This is Technomage calling come on mate just when things were finally looking up. Now, what I gathered from this is that Daniel Weber is just very, very pissed and is just going nuclear because he's very on edge. The game is due soon and a lot of people are calling him out, and he probably thought that the previous tweet here where he discusses everything and answers those questions was going to be enough, and a lot of people are still doing it. I can just sense that this here had him very, very angry, like as a whole, and that's why he went on this. I might be wrong, but this is what I get as a feeling. And yeah, so the thing that we can gather from this is you can see this and say, okay, but it's still going to be woke, it's still going to be awful, he doesn't provide real answers, he doesn't provide true answers. You can say that, and you would be in your right to believe that. The same way that I can see this as an honest explanation on everything that he can address, and he's saying the things that he means and that what he says is true. In the end, we're going to see what's what when the game actually releases and people start playing it. But the main point is that a developer, the main guy, the main dude, head of the company in this case, or the project, whatever you want to call it, came out publicly on his X, which is the most public online space ever, came out and just sat down and said this. And in and of itself, such actions, such a behavior is what every developer should do. Every major developer should do. Should be honest, should not be blocked by community managers or by the company, or just saying don't say anything about the project, we're going to just bury our heads in the sand and not talk about it, it's gonna go away on its own. Just like a lot of those things did go away because people forgot after raging for a couple of days. But it's not like that anymore. People remember, people follow up, people are on edge as hell. You can see it if you open X and you follow half of the people that I follow, you'll see the absolute shitstorm that's currently happening on so many levels. So people are on edge as hell, and they notice everything, and sometimes what they notice is not exactly what it is in truth, but that doesn't stop them from just lashing out and just going full woke, this is perversion, this is not good, this is not good. And the others are like, okay, stop, don't do it. And then the first one are going, but you're a grifter, you're a woke, you're a leftist. It's crazy. And the situation is crazy. But again, Daniel Vavra, I commend you as a user, as a gamer. I commend you for the way you did it and for the fact that you just went public and said all those things. I commend you, because this is an example of how a developer should do it. This is all. Still don't know if the game is going to be woke. A lot of people are thinking that it is. A lot of people think it's not. The truth will be revealed in 2 weeks. That's it. And until then, we're going to just sit, wait, and speculate. That's a good thing. Sit, wait, and speculate. Sit, wait, and speculate. And probably a lot of people will get insulted in the meantime as well. Thank you for watching this video if you did for so long. If you enjoy my content, please press the like and subscribe button, press the join button to support me directly by joining the DiscussThing guild. And if you want to support homeless animals and animals in shelters, please press the Patreon link down in the description below. 100% of the proceeds go to helping homeless animals. Thank you very much. My name is Helzo. I was DiscussThing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers and stay fresh.